Hey guys, Savage Joy here with Real Progressives. I am trying out some new equipment. So please be patient with me. I'm just gonna type my name up here because it never shows up. Um, and please give me feedback. I don't know that it's something I could change immediately, but at least it's something I can look into next time. Um, so I have all this new fun stuff. Um, all right, so there's my name. Um, so I wanted to do just kind of a weekend review. To basically touch on the complete clusterfuck we're in. Um, there's a lot of shit going on with pretty much every candidate. And I wanted to just kind of check out your thoughts and see where everyone's head is at, who you'd like to vote for, um, your feelings on certain candidates. Um, so basically, the first thing I want to touch on is I still don't know how to say his damn name, and everyone's telling me different shit. Boot booty boot edge. Somebody said bootage, which doesn't sound right. Um, so, but anyway, Mayor Pete. He, the more I find out about him, the more he grosses me out. Um, it's it's very obvious that he is a total neo-lib. Yeah, I'm trying to get over a cold. um, Judge Juggy Booger. It's like his name is just so great. There's so many options to make fun of his name, but half of them sound like homophobic slurs, unfortunately. Um, okay, Mayor Butt, I can do that. Um, so a lot of things, are coming out about him, and I do want to give a heads up before I forget. Tomorrow I have, let me pull up her full name. I have a guest I'm like super hype about. She is running for her name is Regina Williams Preston, and she is running for Pete's mayoral seat. So I have her tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, and she kicks ass because not only is she a strong African American woman, she was also a Bernie delegate. She's a school teacher. She's an activist. She's really, really active in her community. And one of the things that we're finding out about Pete is that he definitely has some issues with the African American community. Um, he has said all lives matter. And then when he got called on it, he stated he wasn't aware that that's something you shouldn't say. Um, which, as someone who is quite intelligent, yeah, I don't know if I buy that. There are audio tapes which are said to be leaking this week, which show Pete's decision as a mayor to actually uh, force the first Black police chief to step down when he actually kept multiple racist police officers on, who were caught on tape using racial slurs. He did not insist that they lost their jobs. The only person who lost their job was the first Black police chief. So there's more that people want to look into about that. Um, there have been several articles which have come out in the past week which talk about the damage Pete has done as far as gentrification. He has really done some things that have displaced many people of color, many poor people. And I think it's really important that we look into these things, because if you cannot, if you can't be successful as mayor, why would you be successful as a president? It doesn't make any sense. And so I'm really excited to speak with this woman who's running to take his position tomorrow night. She seems like an amazing person and pretty much the complete opposite of Pete. Here's one of the other funny things about Pete. So, of course, pretty much all of us know that Bernie did a Fox town hall. People went batshit crazy, like we all knew they would, even though it was freaking genius. I did a show last week saying this is such a brilliant move because, we can't win just talking to the Dems who already have 18 candidates and already hate our freaking guts. Why wouldn't we, speak to all people? Because all people need healthcare, all people need jobs, all people, need a better environment. Like, these are universal things. These aren't just things to talk to Dems about. So it was freaking genius. I was so supportive of it from the get. And, he got so much shit for it. But now, of course, that backfired. He did an amazing job. Oh, what do you know today? Oh, Beto's doing one on Fox, and so is Klobuchar. So, dude who's not even a Democrat, and no way is he the front runner. Oh, look, there's two establishment candidates who are already trying to be him. So they're so pathetic. They want to be him so bad, but yet dismiss him every chance they get. And we see through it. It's ridiculous. Another thing which came out is Mayor Pete met with CAP, Center for American Progress, which is just like the worst name ever because it's Neera Tanden, who is Queen Hillary, team member, total top 5 Bernie hater, bully, just a despicable human being. She had this huge CAP meeting with how do we stop Bernie? And guess who was there? Mayor Pete. And in that, it's been just incredible because the DNC, it's been such an up and down. There's 18 candidates. First, we were like, oh, Kamala, she's Hillary 2.0. She's definitely the DNC's pick. Then it was like, oh, Beto, here we go. Establishment, Republican-esque. He's got to be the DNC pick. Now it's Mayor Pete. He has to be the Dem pick right now. Because he's meeting with people from CAP. Really? Okay, on how to stop Bernie. Why are they meeting with one candidate over the others? So I think it's very obvious that he's the pick as of now. Joe Biden is going to a protest for unions this weekend. That to me proves he's obviously running, because that fucker wouldn't do shit unless it was for some kind of motive. And plus, Bernie's always stood up and protested with the unions, and they all want to be like him. So again, I will say Biden is definitely running. We will hear this month, I promise. Like, hold me to it, you guys. Take a clip of this, like, take screenshots from my Twitter. I'm telling you, he's gonna run. And I will do my best to fucking destroy him. Um, he is, I thought Kamala was the most egregious, and she is as of now. Biden will absolutely be the most abhorrent. Once he enters, he is just so disgusting in so many ways. His racism goes back decades. And he's already lost multiple times, so what the hell? So back to Mayor Pete, though. I've made kind of a mental list of things I don't like about him, and they're things I wouldn't like about anyone. Number one, he is huge on Israel support, and he has disrespected Palestinians many times. Not cool. Absolutely not cool. Like, he has praised Israel and disrespected Palestinian. This isn't one case taken out of context. He also takes tons of big money donors. A new article came out today that a big real estate exec is giving him huge money. And he holds private fundraisers for like thousands of dollars. So I think, and plus he said he doesn't believe in Medicare for all, and he made really insensitive comments about people who would need free college, and they were just the epitome of privileged. The you know the only thing he has going for him is that he speaks a few languages and identity politics. That's what this is. People have Obama nostalgia. Substance doesn't really matter. They want someone, easy on the eyes, who's well spoken and who's intelligent and who's charismatic. And to me, that's not going to pay my $3,000 in healthcare bills. I'm sorry if I don't give a fuck about that. But to me, Bernie has a better personality than all of them combined. So I guess it's a matter of taste. I like what's authentic. So that's my feeling on Hi Boogies. That's my feeling on Pete. I'm not a fan. I'm sure I'm going to learn even more about Pete tomorrow when I interview Regina. It's going to be an awesome interview. I'm really looking forward to it because she knows all the lowdown. She lives in his district. There was someone who lives in his district who wrote an article that said Pete is a Republican. So to me, I like looking at people locally. And that's one of the things I love about Bernie, because when I went to Vermont for Bernie's birthday party in September, I was wearing one of my Bernie shirts, and people in Vermont were literally coming up and hugging me. Strangers. Completely just coming up and hugging me. Oh, you like Bernie? Where are you from? That's how people in Vermont feel about him. He's been there for decades, and he still turned out 94% of the vote. That says so much. It's really incredible. So also speaking of Bernie, and the footage is on Real Progressives. This weekend on Sunday, I got to see Bernie at a rally for the 9th time. Grumpy Grandpa Groupie. And I've also seen a town hall. But yeah, so the rally Sunday was in Pittsburgh. It was fucking awesome. And our teammate Jenna helped film. She did an amazing job. We were standing on the press risers, and it was so crazy because, I've been in the press section a lot now, but, for over a year, but standing on the press risers, like it actually said, Real Progressives, Savage Joy, Bernie 2020. And I was like, I was next to Time Magazine, New York Times. That was this on the left side. And then on the right side, I forget who the hell it was, but in front of me, it was CNN and Fox. Okay. I gotta give Jenna props because she really held me back from saying a lot of shit I was I was gonna say, because I was like, let me at least wait till after the rally so I don't get kicked out or something. But the Fox News lady, she was so plastic, and she was just really like, she looked like she really didn't care about anything. So I was like, you know what, I just got to do something. So I was trying to behave, but they started doing this thing, and she had her blazer, and she's like, I'm here at the Bernie Sanders, and I was like, Bernie 2020, and I just screamed it at the top of my lungs, and her assistant turned around and goes, shh, and just like shushed me. It was amazing. And I was like, I go, so I don't watch Fox News. And the woman looked like she wanted to kill me. So they ended up shooting it again. I was really sad because I really wanted that to be live. Because my dad watches Fox News, and he likes Bernie, and he likes that I, support Bernie. But I was like, oh man, if my dad hears this, he's going to be like, that's joy. So I tried, but they filmed it again. And then CNN, I tried so hard not to say to CNN, how is so how biased is your coverage going to be? Like, what are you going to splice together? And then after the rally, I came back up to the press risers, and I see the CNN guy literally getting ready to film. Now, this is when pretty much 95% of everyone had left. And I'm seeing him getting started. He's standing in front of the camera. He's wiping his, suit lint off, and they're focusing everything. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to fucking start filming right now, and it's over. So I was like, oh, hell no. I broke out my camera and on the phone, and I was like, I'm going to film this. So I went live, and I said, this is receipts, because if they go live and they say that this Bernie rally is not well attended, I have receipts that show they're fucking filming after it's over. So, of course, they tried to do a smear, and it wasn't that attended, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, really? Because I have fucking receipts right here. They're so pathetic. Then they were trying to say it wasn't, that good of a turnout. But the fact of the matter is, it was actually a pretty small space. And I said that because we went to check it out first on Saturday. And I said, damn, that doesn't look like a big place, because I've seen him so many times at bigger places, but it turned out to be a beautiful day. It was outside. They estimated 4,500, and then an additional 1,000 and change couldn't get in. So they watched from around the barrier. So it was packed to capacity and had over 1,000 outside. And I have tons of pictures, and Jenna's husband has a lot of great pictures as well. So it's definitely successful. Miss Nina opened, and she's fire as usual. I got to meet her for the 4th time, and I was like, Nina, and I said, it's literally a 21-second video, but I got to say what I wanted to say, which is, Nina, I'm burn and turn 2020. Let him know. Burn and turn. And she goes, burn and turn. And she laughed, and I was like, yep, burn and turn 2020. That's my dream team. I would give anything. And then I posted the video, and she gave it hearts. And I was like, oh, hell no. Like, she's kind of digging this. So yeah, I mean, she just, I told her husband one of the times I met her, I'm a heathen, but you take my ass to church. Like, And then I made a post when I got back that like I had tears streaming down my cheeks, and she's like, you know, she responded, "Thank you so much for the kind words." Like, she's just a badass. Nobody will step to her, and if they do, they're fucking stupid, because she does not take shit. She is incredible. That is who I want as a first woman, or a first African American woman. That is who I want. Someone kind and beautiful and strong. That's the epitome of what we need. So yeah, Burn and Turn 2020, bring it. So yeah, that was awesome. We also heard from a union speaker, a woman who works in healthcare, who has thousands of medical bills, just like me, work in healthcare, still have medical bills, and a college student who actually formed a union on the Pitt campus, which is pretty fucking awesome. So there were a lot of great speakers. There was a band which opened, but as always, you know, the people. It's always the people. I mean, Bernie supporters are the kindest, most wonderful people there are. And I know people online love to say, you know, we're assholes and stuff. And yeah, some of us are, but I mean, so are all candidates have assholes as supporters, all of them. And I guess the difference is those of us who are assholes are actually assholes who want, you know, healthcare for people dying and want to help humanity. So I guess, yeah, if we get fierce and we get pissed, call us assholes, but at the end of the day, we're still fighting for you, whether you like it or not. So in other Bernie news, Bernie finally released his taxes. And some of the, you know, we all knew this was gonna happen. Well, why did he only give 10 years and not 11? What's he trying to hide from 2008? Why did he only go back 10 years? Look, you asked for 7, he gave 10. Then it was, well, he's part of the 1% now. Actually, he's not, because there are over 17 million millionaires, and there are 1,800 billionaires. That means billionaires are the 1%. He raised 1.7 million with his book. That's not 1%. So I know people want to be like, oh, you're a hypocrite. But nah, he's really not, because he didn't get this money from pharmaceutical companies and big oil and things like that. That's what his campaign talks about. That's what we rally against. If you have $1 trillion, we don't care. We want you to pay your taxes on it, and we want you to get it fairly and legally and morally. That's it. Getting money for a book deal, that's not exactly egregious. That's not like some big scandal. Okay, you sold a book. It made money. People act like it's just yet another example of how they will literally try and find anything to go after him. It's so pathetic. So yeah, and then this one lady came at me and she's like, well, Kamala gave 14 years. Take that, Bernie. And I'm like, okay, but you guys already know she's rich, and you guys already know she takes corporate money. So like, there's nothing hidden there. I understand why he had trepidation of bringing them out. I get it. Pisses me off. It took him so damn long, because God, the amount of hell we've gone through for the past 2 months, telling people priorities, shut up, who gives a shit? But I understand the trepidation, because he knew he would be looked at and judged that way. Dude got a freaking winter coat as a gift, and all hell broke loose. So he made $1 million on a book, and shit was going to go down. So I don't blame him for the trepidation. The thing is, though, these people who try to pull this, we shouldn't support him anymore. Anyone who's a real Bernie supporter is a Bernie supporter because of his issues, because of what he stands for, because of his platform. Those things don't change regardless of what he has in his bank account. You can see financial disclosures, and it's very obvious that he gained that money in 2017. Now, has his message changed from 2015 till now? Not a word. That would have been a problem if he suddenly said, well, maybe we don't need to tax millionaires, and maybe taking a little money from big pharma is okay if it's only X amount of dollars. Then we'd have a huge problem. But nothing's changed. So, anyone who supports Bernie isn't going to give a shit how much money he has. I really, the guy who was in, the Wolf of Wall Street, the real guy, I can't think of his damn name, but he endorsed Bernie, believe it or not, in 2016. That guy who's like stinking rich and just like, the epitome of like just an entitled asshole, endorsed Bernie because he knows that he still, has a good platform. So I think, people, who they endorse, I think it's very, it says a lot about the person. Now, speaking of endorsement, this I found really funny. So Yang, not a fan for many reasons, but today he made this post of people who have endorsed the Yang Gang. And it's like Rivers Cuomo of Weezer, like, my condolences. It is I forget, there's Nicolas Cage, and just some other weird people I never heard of. But guess who he made a separate post bragging because Jack Dorsey endorsed him. Now, to you guys who don't know, that is the Twitter douche. Not Peter douche, but the Twitter douche. The one who lets the people who are total racists and Nazis apologists and stuff. He's the one that just lets them keep saying anti-Semitic and racist things. He endorsed Yang, and Yang made this separate post. Jack Dorsey endorsed me. He's Team Yang Gang. And everyone in the comments, except for a few people, are like, why are you bragging about that? That dude is the cause of people's accounts getting, shut off when they've done nothing wrong, and racists and anti-Semites, are still on Twitter. And Yang is really, he's endorsed by Richard Spencer and his crew. The people who say Yang Gang, I've found many of them who have put memes of beheading Bernie, memes of a Jewish guy that says, Yang 2020, because we're going to give you back all the money the Jews stole from you. I have a Yang Gang meme of a girl hailing Hitler, saying, it's just like, it's one thing after another. And they are very big in white supremacist groups. I touched on an article where Yang was asked about this. Why do you think so many of your supporters are, white nationalist and racist. And Yang's, response was, I think it's hilarious. Sometimes I think it's so funny. I wish I could jump up and down. And I don't think it's funny. I mean, it's not really that funny. Denouncing people like that would be better, not enabling them. So I have a lot of issues with Yang, not just that, but to see him brag about Dorsey. Another interesting thing about Yang is he only has 25,000 Facebook or 25,000 Twitter followers, which is less than all the other candidates. The next one is Tulsi, who only has 400,000. But I think it's just very interesting to see the priorities. Like Bernie has like 3 pages of endorsements, and I've never heard him say one word about any of them. So yeah. What else is going on, peoples? My mind is drawing a blank. Today Kamala comes out and says she regrets putting the mothers in jail for the truancy law. I'm sure most of you guys know, she came up with this law in California that if your kids miss school X amount of days, you will either be sent to jail or have to pay a $2,000 fee. And now she was asked about it, and she said she regrets it. Did she apologize? No. She said she regrets putting the mothers in jail. She didn't say she regrets creating the law and putting the law into place. She just says she regrets that they went to jail. That was certainly an interesting remark she made. Before anybody defends her online, I definitely hope that we hear from the mothers who had to pay their penance for that and listen to what they have to say before we go excusing it as some kind of learning experience. I just wanted to touch on someone's comment, and I'm not sure where it went. Shit. Sorry guys, I'm not sure where that went. It sparked an idea and I lost it. So what else has been going on? Gillibrand, I don't know where she is. She's where she's always been, just kind of non-existent. Who else? I can't even think of all the other people. Beto, he's still kind of like trying to hang on, or trying to stand up, as it were. I know I have a lot of the same devout viewers but even if there's one person who wasn't here last week when I said this, it's worth it. So I screenshot my really good altercations with people who are defending shit candidates. And so I had this woman a few days ago who was talking about she trusts Beto with the environment. And I asked her, why did he refuse to sign the pledge to not take fossil fuel money just 2 weeks ago? It's on camera. He said, no, I can't sign that. So I asked her, and she said, do you think it's fair that he should stop taking money from gas station attendants? And at first it took me a moment because I wasn't sure if she was joking. So I clicked on there. And yeah, her page was like 100% Beto. So I'm like, okay, wait, does she really believe that that would stop people from who work at gas stations from donating to Beto? Or does she think I'm that stupid that I would buy the fact that she's telling me this? Because I pulled up the actual form that I had screenshotted that he turned down signing, and it specifically stressed corporations. And I know people like Pelosi like to say corporations are people. Actually, they're not. Corporations are a group of people who are neolibs, an establishment. So she, and of course she said, well, no, you can interpret that form as blah, blah. No, stop. You're ridiculous. Just stop. So I just, eventually I just gave up on her because sometimes there's just, you're not going to achieve anything by having, continuing a dialogue with people like that. So back to Cap, Neera Tanden, who is just gross. It turns out that New York Times actually interviewed her mother to get her mother's thoughts on Neera, which is just fucking weird. And Bernie's campaign manager stated that Neera Tanden actually punched him in the chest, and literally physical assault, took her hand and physically in the chest. I read it over and over thinking that there was something not literal, something oh, she's gonna kick my ass, that kind of thing. No, she literally didn't. And it was because he asked Hillary a question about her vote for the Iraq war, and Neera thought it was okay to physically push a Muslim man and just push him right in the stomach. So that came out. Neera said she admitted it. She didn't even deny it. And she said, well, it wasn't like I punched him across the face. And so there was no remorse. There was no apology. This story is going nowhere online. I mean, I'm telling you, I keep posting about it, and there's a few other progressives who are posting about it, but I'm like, if this was any progressive candidate who punched someone in the stomach, come on, seriously, this shit would be all over the place. So no, there's no excuse for that. It's gross. So yeah, if you guys want the article, it's on my Twitter. And she's, she's just, if I could, I really, really, really hope that she blocks me one of these days. I'm going to consider it a victory. But the thing is, she gets so many comments that I don't even think she sees mine. But a lot of them are pretty witty, I gotta say. So I hope she does see some one time and just block me, and then I will celebrate. I just found out, which I'm quite sad. I was wondering why Hillary and Kamala and Debbie Wasserman Schill have never blocked me. And then I found out, Jenna told me that public figures are not allowed to block people. And it makes sense, I guess, but I'm really sad because I thought I really wanted to be blocked by Hillary, desperately. Because I call her husband a rapist a lot. So I thought that it was going to come one of these days and they were going to be like, fuck that Joy Marie, man. It's on. But I guess it's never gonna happen, which makes me sad. Um, what else are you guys saying? Yeah, can we just drone near a tandem? Yeah, yeah. Hey, when Hillary was asked about that, did she say that about Assange? She goes, I don't remember, but if I did, I was probably joking. Like, you don't remember saying that about someone? You talk about that often? Yeah, sounds about right. Um, let's see. That's why I don't expect people to care about Joe Biden, because they're totally cool with Hillary being married to a rapist and bullying, Bill's accusers. Let's see what else is going on this week, guys. You guys crack me up. So yes, she did joke about Libya as well. She also said she was caught under Bosnian sniper fire, which was, not even close to true. How many of you guys would ever consider voting for identity politics? Like right now, we have 18 choices. A couple of them I've never heard of, but even say like the top 10, we have, a few people of color, someone from the LGBTQ, Bernie is Jewish. Like, how many of you guys would vote for someone based on identity politics? I mean, I never have, and I won't. But I'm just I'm just curious to see how you guys feel about that. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Jeremy Corbyn's a badass, and he's going to be meeting with Bernie, which is very exciting to me. Yeah, I mean, if we had ranked choice voting, that would be freaking awesome. Yeah, I mean, see, progressives are smart. They don't fall for identity politics. Um, yeah, you guys are awesome. I figured you wouldn't. Um, I think that's what one of the problems we had. Oh, Steve, are you watching? Lance just said that Yang is his third pick. Ah, ah, Lance. Oh my God, Lance, you're killing me. Oh my God. I'm Bernie 1, Tulsi 2, and then I don't give a flying fuck because I can't stand Warren for so many reasons. And yeah, just I don't really care. Bernie 1, Tulsi 2, I'm done. Like, after that, I'm just aliens gotta come freaking abduct me because I really don't care after that. Um, some people some people actually still think that Tulsi and Bernie are working together. I'm not sure. I don't know if I buy that. When she first started, yes, because I knew that they spoke and they met together in Vermont before she announced, like say 2 weeks before she announced. Do I think they're working together? Not really. I think it's extremely dangerous to be presumptuous. Um Um, yeah, it looks like a lot of us are kind of in the same boat with our choices. Um, so yeah, I mean the thought of ranked choice voting is so exciting, and I did interview a candidate from Maine who, did like the ranked choice voting that they had. I think probably one of the most advantageous things about it is there wouldn't be as much freaking voter shaming. It's like, did you vote for Hillary? Well, yeah. I mean, I voted for her, 29th or something. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, you guys are hilarious. Yes, Bernie, and Bernie. Me and Mike from Humanist Report were kind of talking about that. Like, first choice, uh, Bernie. Second choice, Bernie. Third choice, Bernie. I will write him in again if I have to. I did it last time, and I will do it again. I'm not like I absolutely refuse to vote for Joe Biden. I will never vote for him. You know, I didn't vote for Hillary. I'm not voting for Joe. I'm not voting for Kamala. And there are many, many of us who feel that way. Now, something interesting I've been seeing lately is, well, the neolibs are full of hypocrisy in so many ways. But something that's been going on as of late, which I've been saving screenshots, is people who are Hillary supporters saying if Bernie wins the nomination, that they will then write Hillary in. Or some are saying they'll vote for Trump instead of Bernie. So they're saying the same exact things. And it's beyond hypocrisy because they have been bullying us for 4 years. And now they're saying they're going to do the same thing. When you go to Twitter, type in never Bernie, like in the search thing. Oh my God, you will get some real juicy stuff to screenshot because they are freaking nuts. I think people need to accept the fact, and I've been saying this for 3 years, I think people need to accept the fact that Trump very well may get reelected. It may happen. They didn't think he'd win the first time, and he did. So don't be surprised if he does again. The thing is, if they would give things to us honestly, like 100% honestly, no cheating, no rigging, no nothing, and Bernie lost, we would feel very differently. But they're shady. So yeah, John, you're right. The Never Bernie crowd are so much more mean than Trump people in so many ways. They are great at name calling, things like that. I mean, when you see Bernie at the town hall for Republicans on Monday, I've been keeping screenshots of all the incredible, tweets people have been having. Like I've been a Republican, for decades, and I'm now going to register Dem to vote for Bernie. He made so much sense to me. Things like that. Kyle Kuglinski, I'm not sure if that's how you say it. He stated that his brother-in-law was having a discussion with a fellow Republican, and they both started digging Bernie. I think that's something really beautiful. There's something amazing about reaching out to these people, calling them Trump tards and stuff like that. It doesn't really work. So I honestly, a lot of times I feel like I have a better chance talking to Trump voters than I do talking to neolibs. Um, with Trump people, if they're racist, you're getting nowhere. If they're just, say in a so-called red state and they just, maybe you need to explain things more, you know, just explain things in a way they understand more or put it into a perspective they can relate to. They're much more apt to listen. Whereas neolibs are, you're racist, you're sexist, fuck you, you stupid Bernie bro, you're a Bernie bot, you're stupid, you're garbage, and then some. So I'm not sure who started the whole like burners are assholes, but it really did start out that we were just so sick of getting bullied and having porn put in our groups. So they'd be shut down and things like that. But it's gonna get even uglier. It will. I mean, my God, primaries are over a year away, and this really sucks. Um, One thing I was trying to find out online that I'm seeing um so many different answers. I'm trying to find out when the absolute last day to register or to announce to file the paperwork that you're running for president in 2020. It seems to be somewhere in June, somewhere around there, but I can't get a definitive date. I am curious because I want to see what the number is then. Because until then, I'm just going to be like, all right, who else we got? Who else is coming? Um, my guess was 16. We're already at 18. Um, so, okay, let me ask you guys this: who's going to be the first to drop? My guess from the get was Gillibrand, but I don't know if I think that now. I think maybe the one of the two dudes who just announced last week, who I can't even remember their names, they might. Um, but the first debate is in June. They're going to have it 2 nights, Saturday and a Sunday, because there's 18 people. So, they're going to have to divvy it up. My guess is absolutely that one stage will have Bernie, Tulsi, Warren, and Gravel because they want to see like straight up like they'll be like, Bernie, isn't it true Tulsi endorsed you? And then they'll be like, Warren, isn't it true that you endorsed Hillary? And then it'll be just all out. You really think Pete will be the first to drop? Oh, Hicklehopper. I forgot about him. I totally forgot about him. Where's he at? I totally forgot. Oh my God, that dude, Jay Inslee, his people on Twitter keep sending me shit. And like on my personal Twitter page, they're like, Joy, have you checked this out? And it's all different people working for Jay for Inslee. And I'm like, what gave you the like? I commented on Inslee's post once that said, "You talk about the the environment a lot, but I am not seeing anything on your website about stating you will not take any fossil fuel money or anything like that. You're against fracking, anything." And ever since I called him out, they've been, you know, they've been like sending me info on him, like he's looking for donations and stuff. And I'm like, did you freaking read my comment? I don't like him. I'm calling him out. And every time, I block one of them, another one comes up. But they really do look like real people on their pages. Like they have a lot of followers and stuff. It's just weird. I don't think I think he's literally having so few followers that they just start sending, people, info to anyone whose name is in the thread, regardless of what they're saying. Oh no, I don't want president. I don't want it. No, 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 no. Oh my God. I'd be impeached the first day. I don't know why, but I would. Oh my God. It would. It really would be, nobody's going to vote for my ass except for you guys. That'd be funny as hell. Dude, oh my God, me in a pantsuit. That would be freaking amazing. Yeah. Maybe that'll be my Halloween costume, pantsuit. I did actually dress up as Hillary in prison one year. That was interesting. Hi from Vermont. Yay. Pete is going to be a real problem. I agree, William. I think at this point, I really see him as a threat. Trump came out with a tweet today that was, of course, worded absolutely just horrible. And he said that at the end of the primaries, he expects to see Crazy Bernie and Sleepy Joe. I think he meant sleazy, but I'm not sure because he just isn't bright. So he said Sleepy Joe and Crazy Bernie will be the top two at the end. And I'm not, like, I said that months ago. I don't know if I still believe it, but months ago I said it'll come down to Joe and Bernie. But I don't know that Joe's their pick anymore because he's just such a liability in so many ways. Part of me thinks that he's just going to run and run for a few months and then drop and endorse Mayor Pete or something like that. There's so many. It's like the freaking SAT test, trying to figure out all the different options. Yes, Leonard Peltier. Yes. Yes. I did see that. I also saw Mumia is going to be getting a new trial, which is freaking awesome. Yeah, I mean, oh my God, Bernie would rip Biden a new asshole. It would be amazing. But I don't know how many of you guys remember. I want to say it was Kimmel, Jimmy Kimmel, but Bernie was on one of those late night talk shows. No, it was Colbert, I believe. And they said to him, why don't you just debate Trump? And Bernie's like, okay. So then they were like, hey, Trump, Bernie wants to debate you. And Trump said, okay. And then he backed out. Trump is scared shitless of Bernie. The day Bernie announced he was running, Trump sent out this huge, mass email and text alert thing like, Bernie just announced we need to do what we can to stop him. He hasn't done that for anyone else. Also, he, Bernie has totally, attacked him from day one. There's only two people who attacked him from the get in 2015, and it was Bernie and Jeb Bush. We love you, Jeb. They were the only two who stood up for him from day one. It wasn't Hillary, and it wasn't anyone else, just Bernie and Jeb. And in some really weird way, I think Trump always respected that. Because Trump is, he'll prey on people. Like Elizabeth Warren, if she debated Trump, it will be just a bloodbath because he will destroy her. She gave in to him. It's that simple. She gave in to him, and he will decimate her. So Trump, I think, is still terrified of Bernie. There was, months and months where Bernie would say, stuff about Trump, and anyone who even looked at Trump wrong or even mentioned his name or anything, Trump was having a hissy fit and posting tweets about them all day. but he never did with Bernie. He never said shit about him, even though Bernie for years has been like, you're racist, you're sexist, you're xenophobic, you're a pathological liar, things like that. And Bernie, he hasn't really said shit to Bernie. Bernie's gone on the freaking Senate floor and blown up Trump's tweets on a white poster board and said, Mr. President, and he'll talk like directly to him. Bernie has no fear. It's awesome. That's why his Secret Service calls him Intrepid. That's his code name. He's so awesome. That's who we need. We need someone who is unabashedly, for his beliefs. It's that simple. Yeah, policy. That's what's great about he was you're right. Mayor Pete was a delegate for Hillary. I put in his comments the one day, I was like, oh hey, I was at the convention as well. I know you were a delegate for Hillary. I was actually one of the thousands of people outside protesting you. No response. I did get some from some people in the comments though. That was fun. But yeah, so there's all this stuff coming out. Like I said, the tapes with Pete, that should be coming out tomorrow. An article said, I'm not sure. Andy, the Secret Service code name for Biden is pedo smile. I don't know what that is. Pedo sniff. If Bernie sees this as his last shot at the White House, he will fight like hell. I agree. And you know what? Our campaign is so much better this time. Like last time, it was just kind of like, it was just, we were still grassroots to the point where we were trying to figure things out. And now this time, like, we have practice. We actually are so much better at knowing what we're doing. And, he's listened to us. He's changed things about the campaign that we have criticized him for. Like, he never opened up personally. He started doing that. Or, the staff was too white. Well, now it's 70%, over 70% woman and over 50% people of color. So there's definitely, a lot of improvement that's taking place in Bernie's campaign, and it's beautiful to see. That's one of the reasons I am so even more dedicated than last time to fight as hard as I can. This is our last chance. Absolutely. Like, he's 77. It's our last chance. And that's scary because there's no one else who's, who you can find video of for 40 years who has been, fighting for these things. Now, should he win, then people can start following in his footsteps, per se, and he'll open the door to many other progressives who will follow. Should he lose, we're back to Clinton. I mean, we're back to Obama. We're back to Clinton. It's like none of this ever happened. It'll be, it'll be like Trump was nothing. Nothing changed. Everybody goes back to Trump. So I think it's, for the future, I want Bernie elected too. It's not just now. And plus, I want him elected because he was fucking cheated last time. So, I mean, yeah, that's another thing. If we get Burn and Burn 2020, we get Miss Nina as the first woman president in 2024. Now that would be a badass thing. It's also something I want to ask you guys to do is to remind all your Facebook and Twitter feed and your friend and family that we have to be on it this time, as far as registering in time, registering for the correct party in time. I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm a closed primary state. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to feel absolutely filthy and go Democrat so I can vote for Bernie. But that's okay, because I'll wait a few hours and then go right back. So definitely do that. Definitely, I have on my Twitter page, I have a list of all the deadlines to change your registration. California, they moved up to Super Tuesday this time, absolutely, to try and screw Bernie. There's no question. Also, New York, you still have to register 10 months in advance. Ridiculous, but that's how it's set up. So we definitely need to be on it. As far as California, over 2 million votes were stuck in boxes and stuck in the closet last time. And it was because the people working the polls were giving NPPs no party preference. They were giving them the incorrect ballots. And they were, all Bernie supporters, and they were giving them the wrong ones so that they wouldn't be counted. And there's over 2 million of them which were just held in boxes. We have pictures. And that's what they want to do again. I guarantee it. So what we need to do is encourage people in California to vote Dem, or to register Dem. That way there is no confusion with that. You can't, when you go there and you say no party preference, they give you the wrong ballot. We can't trust that people are going to research this and know for sure which one they should pick, because those people are very conniving and very manipulative, and they will say, oh, well, we ran out of the other ballot or something, and they will continue to trick people. So what I'm suggesting to, when I post these things, register as Dem if you are California, period. Just take a shower after you do it, and, it's not worth fucking around. It's just not. It's not worth it. We need every single vote because we need every single delegate. It's that simple. It takes 2 seconds to re-register. Just definitely look up and share it with your friends and family, followers, everyone, so everyone is registered. Also, keep checking, because we learned last time they like to change people's registrations without their knowledge, and then tell them they can't vote when they get there. So that's also important. I guess you people are not aware yet. Let me see, what are we people not aware of? Let me scroll down. Yeah, I'm not sure what that comment's about. But so yeah, and also try to get involved in your local elections as well. So thank you guys for watching. Tomorrow night again I have Regina. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, tomorrow I have Regina, who is trying to take on Mayor Pete's position for mayor of South Bend, Indiana. Amazing. Bernie delegate, school teacher, African American, strong woman, awesome, kick ass. She's just, I'm really looking forward to interviewing her. And Friday night, I have Mike from Humanist Report again. Yay, Mike. So that's tomorrow and Friday. Next week, I am supposed to have a special guest who I was planning on announcing tonight. However, I'm getting paranoid he's ghosting me because I haven't talked to him since last night. And I know he's busy, but I'm still not going to say anything because I'm paranoid. Oh, we people aren't awake yet. Oh. Yeah, Mike and Joy sitting in a tree. Here's the thing, though. We're both married, and he's gay. But yeah, Mike knows I have a total crush on him. It's pretty obvious. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you guys back tomorrow night at 9 Eastern. No, I'm still talking with Mike Gravel's people. He did agree to come on, but I'm still talking with him. That's not the special guest. But yeah, so thank you guys so much. I'll hopefully see you guys 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow and 9 p.m. Eastern on Friday. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night. Much love.